Hello and welcome to Multiplying and Dividing Fractions with Cubit Education. In this lesson you will learn how to multiply fractions and how to divide fractions. So how do we actually multiply fractions? So it's really easy and all we have to do is multiply across. So here are two fractions that are being multiplied together and all you need to do is 1 times 1, which is 1, and then 2 times 4, which is 8. And it's as simple as that. Okay, so if you are studying this for a GCSE and you get one of those questions, you'll know how to do it. If you are studying, doing this course because you want to help your children at school, then you can explain that to them easily. So let's have a look at another one just to give you a bit more experience with it. So if you want to pause the video and have a go at this one, you can do. Okay, so if you've paused the video and had a go, then you would have just done 1 times 2 is 2 and 3 times 5 is 15. The only other thing you might get is something like this, where you multiply a fraction by a whole number. And to do that, it's again really easy. You just write the fractions out again, but this time you put the 2 over a 1. The reason that you do that is because 1, it turns it into a fraction to make it easy for you, and 2, it's actually equivalent to 2 because 2 divided by 1 is 2. So it's the same thing. And then we just multiply across. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2 and 3 times 1 is 3. So you get 2/3, so nice and easy. Okay, so let's move on to some division then. When we divide fractions, we have to flip the second fraction and multiply. So here's a fraction, a half divided by a quarter. Okay, here's a question, sorry. And what we do is write it all out again, but this time I've flipped the second fraction. So the 4 changes to the top and the 1 goes on the bottom. And then we change our divide sign to a times sign. And we just multiply across. So 1 times 4 is 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. Now what we have here is a top-heavy fraction. The number on the top is bigger than the number on the bottom. And in this case, remember that this line actually means divide, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So our answer is actually a whole number, not a fraction, which is nice. Okay, here's another one. Have a go at this. If you'd like to pause the video first, please feel free. Okay, so if you pause the video and had a go, all we have to do again, remember, is write the question out again, but the second fraction is flipped over. Okay, the numbers have changed around, and we've changed our division to a times as before. And then 2 times 3 is 6, and 7 times 1 is 7, and we can't do anything else to that, so that's our answer. We leave it as a fraction. The only thing I haven't added into my lesson is if you had something like 2/7 divided by, excuse my pen, it's because I've not added it in. So 2/7 divided by 3. So in this case what we'd do is we'd change it to a fraction instead and put a 1 on the bottom. Okay, and then we would write it like we did before, 2/7. We change the sign to a times and we flip the fraction over to 1/3. Okay, so we have changed our whole number to a fraction, but we still have to flip it when we get to the times part. So then we have 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 7 is 21. So that would be our answer. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And I hope you enjoyed that session. There will be some extra questions in the lesson information, so you can have a go at those as well, just to upskill and make sure you remember how it's done. Okay, well done, and thank you so much for using Cubit Education, and I'll see you next time.